Good morning, friends. In the last lectures, we started welded joints. That's why I am continuing welded joints. In the last lectures, we studied when the strength above the parallel welds and strength above the transverse fillet. So today we'll see eccentric load in a plane of welds. Suppose this is a plate which is to be welded with the wall, and this is wall, having two welded joints. And if load is acting here, this is the load, and if this distance is the E, this is L1, L2, first weld, and this is second weld. So because of the such type of the loadings, so this way you can consider, I am taking small figures. That's why this is load acting, this is to be considered, and this is moment. This is the sum of the, otherwise you can consider this is load P. Separately, and this is moment separately, and this is the combinations, likewise combined stresses. So that's why here's, because in this case, because of the direct loading, the stresses induced in the first weld, suppose this is the first weld and this is the second weld, so the stresses induced that are primary shear stress equal to tau 1 equal to load divided by, yes, you can consider this is A. This is for first weld, and this is primary shear stress, and because of this moment, that is secondary torsional shear stress equal to tau 2 equal to, this is M multiplied by R divided by G. So M is the P into E, this moment, R is the farthest distance of weld from center of gravity of weld. I mean center of gravity of this weld. Suppose this is G and this is G. You can consider this is capital G. That is from G. Now J is the polar moment of inertia. So J is the polar moment of inertia. So that's why for first weld, suppose this is the first weld. Now length equal to this is L1 and T is the thickness. Now this is first weld. W1 stand for first weld. So that's why moment of inertia about x axis equal to L1 into T cube divided by 12 and moment of inertia about y axis equal to T into L1 cube divided by 12. That's why now this Ig1 or you can consider this is as notations Jg1 because this is polar moment of inertia. So that's why Jg1 equal to Ixx plus Iyy. Now Ixx equal to L1 T cube divided by 12 plus T into L cube divided by 12. Since T is so small, L that is Ixx is neglected. That's why Ixx is neglected. That's why G1 equal to only you consider TL cube divided by 12. Now this is the moment of polar moment of inertia of the first weld. Polar moment of inertia by using parallel axis theorem about center of gravity of weld, that is G. So for that is for G equal to, you can write Jg equal to Jg1 plus A into R1 squares. So R1 is the distance between this distance are called as R1. This is R1. And that's why you can write this is equal to T into L cube divided by 12 plus AR1 squares. Same equations you can write T into L square divided by 12 plus A into R1 squares. Now this is nothing but area L1 plus AR1 square divided by 12. Now by taking commons, yes, area. So that's why L1 squares divided by 12 plus R1 squares. And this is for first weld. Similarly for second welds, means he has two welds. So that's why capital J equal to J1 plus J2. That's why, yes, because this is symmetrical, that's why we can write this is 2A L1 squares divided by 12 plus R1 squares Now put, and this is in this equation tau 2 equal to. Calculate tau 2 equal to what? Now, if you are draw free body diagrams for first weld and second weld, this is center of gravity, this is primary shear stress acting, this is tau 1 plus this is center of gravity, and the secondary shear force or shear stress equal to, this is, because this is perpendicular, this is opposite to, so that's why this can be taken tau 2, and this is tau 2. Alright, now sum of the, because this is the farthest distance, so after that by using diagrams, this is tau 1 and resolve this force, and this is tau 2, and this is very important, and this is tau 2 V, and this is tau 2 H. Now add these two force, and this is tau verticals, and by taking these angles, and suppose this is theta, so according to that, so this is tau V, and this tau 2 H. So after that calculate resultant force or resultant shear stress. So this is shear stress, tau equal to, and that is to be equate with the given value. So actually this is divided by so it may be tau 1 equal to, this is in terms of the this value that is to be put, and by using this vector addition methods you can calculate the shear stress. Or design the this thickness of the weld, that is throat. Not on today's first problems. A welded connection as shown in figure. A welded connections a welded connection as shown in figure is subjected to an eccentric force of 7.5 kilonewton. Determine the size of weld if the permissible shear stress for the weld is 100 Newton meters. Assume static conditions. This is 50 mm. Weld first, weld second. This distance also 50 mm. This distance equal to 100 mm. P equal to 7.5 kilonewton. Because we requires more space. It's a step of it's a side view. This is dotted. So first area of the A equal to area of the two areas. This is A1 plus A2. Total area A equal to this is symmetrical, so that's why A1, and this is, suppose T is the throat multiplied by L1, and this T into, and this is 50 That's why this becomes 100. T is the throat, means this is the T. This distance is the T. Now tau 1 equal to primary shear stress equal to load divided by area. That's why this is divided by 100 T. This becomes 75 divided by T. This is clear. Next, tau 2 secondary shear stress equal to M into R divided by J is the polar moment of inertia. M equal to P into E. P equal to and E equal to this 100 plus, understanding purpose, this is I am writing 50 divided by 2 multiplied by 125. Nine 3 7 5 0 0 9 lakhs Newton mm. R is the farthest distance. So how you can calculate R? This distance is the R, and this is 25, this distance 25 and this distance 25. That's why R equal to this distance is the R, right? Because this is 25 and this is 25. That's why R equal to 625 R equal to under root 35.35 mm, and this is the farthest distance. J equal to, how you can calculate J equal to A into and this is J1. Suppose J1 A into, and this is A1, right? L1 squares divided by 12 plus R1 squares. J1 equal to A1 now, and this is A1 equal to 50 T L1 squares, 50 squares divided by 12 plus R1 squares. Now this distance, so this is R1, center of gravity, this is G1 and this is G2. So that's why G1, R1 is the distance between G and G1. That's why this is 25 square. J1 equal to 50 square divided by 12 plus 25 square multiplied by 50 . This is 41,666 and T, and this is total polar moment of inertia, because yes, 2 J1 plus J2, so that's why 2 into 4166 multiplied by T, 8033 T, and secondary shear stress equal to, now this is 93 multiplied by P into E. R is the farthest distance. This is 35.535. Directly I am putting divided by J equal to divided by T. By using this is right from equation first. Suppose this equation first. Now I put all the values. This tau2 equal to, I got 397.68 divided by this is T. Now I have to draw these vector diagrams. This is tau1 and this is tau2. Try to understand why this is tau2, because this is primary shear stress, G1, G2, first weld, second weld, and this is tau1 plus, now this is tau2. This angles, this means this is tau2. I write this is theta equal to, this theta equal to, how you can calculate? Because this is suppose alpha and this is 90 minus theta. That's why alpha equal to or sin alpha equal to, this is front side how much? 25, and this side is the, but this is 90 degree means this is 40, this is 25, this is 25. That's why this is 45, because alpha equal to 45, since front side 25 and adjacent side 25. Clear? So that's why theta equal to also 45 degree. Now we have to resolve this force this is tau1 and this is tau2 and this is tau2 V and tau2 H. Both are same, tau2 V and tau2 H, because angle is same, and that's why 397.68 multiplied by cos 45. This is 281.2 divided by this is T, and this tau1 equal to 75 divided by T. This is also equal to 281.20. That's why I draw this is 281.20
divided by T, and this is 75 divided by T, and this is 281.20 for understanding purpose, and divided by T. Now this sum equal to 356.20 divided by T, and this is horizontal remains same, 281.20 divided by T. Now calculate, this is the resultant shear stress. Resultant equal to, this is 356.20 squares divided by T plus 281.20 squares divided by T. (453) tau equal to 453 divided by T. Now this is given for the welds 100, so that's why this is 100, 453 divided by T. T equal to 4.53 mm, and thickness H equal to, thickness above the plates requires equal to 4.53 divided by 0.707 divided by this is equal to 6.41 mm. This is, calculate both answers. T is the throat and H is the thickness above the plate, that is equivalent to the legs H. This is the complete solutions above the when the eccentric loads. For this case, this is symmetrical because this joint adheres to. In the sum of the cases, here may be this additional welds means 3 welds, so that times this such type of the joint becomes unsymmetrical, and in the sum of the cases maybe here is 4th weld. So that's why such type of the problems we will see in the next class. 3 to 4 problems related with the these articles. C type and C type, and another is the square type or rectangular types. Square means only 2 types of the problems. So 1-2 problems related with the eccentric weldings for this arrangement, for C arrangement, and next arrangements we will see such type and other. If the 1-2 problems I will solve related with the eccentric weldings, and after that we will see welded joints with the bending moments. Thank you. Thank you. Because time is left, so that's why I can continue another problems. For welded joints, because I spent only 35 minutes. First note down, after that I can erase the problems because limitations above the space. C type problems. A welded connections as shown in figure is subjected to an eccentric force of 60 kilonewton in the plane above the welds, determine the size above the welds. The size of the welds. If the permissible shear stress for the weld is 100 Newton per mm squares. Assume static conditions. Yes, it is given. Three welds. Suppose this is first weld, second weld, this is third weld, center of gravity, G1, G2, G3. This is 50 mm, this is 50 mm, and this is 100 mm. This distance 150 mm, P equal to 60 kilonewton. So in this case, I will split. Yes, this is 100. That's why I will take this is 100 megapascals. remaining portions I want to erase because limitations of the space. Now A equal to area A1 plus A2 plus A3. So A1 equal to 50T. This is A1, A2, this is 50T and this is 100T. That's why this is 200T. Total area equal to primary shear force equal to P divided by A. This is 60,000 divided by 200T. That's why this becomes 300 divided by T. Now, this τ2 equal to M into R divided by J. So, for M, we have to calculate M equal to P into E. E still we don't know. That's why first we will calculate center of gravity of this weld. Positions above the center of gravity. This distance G equal to. So how you can calculate? X bar equal to summations above the A1 x1, A2 x2 plus A3 x3 divided by A1 plus A2 plus A3. Right? This is first weld, this is second weld, and this is suppose origin. So that's why area of the first weld, this is 50 multiplied by 25, and this is 100. Again this is 50 multiplied by 25 plus 100 multiplied by distance 0, and this is 50 plus 50 plus 100. Two into 50 multiplied by 25 divided by 200, 12.5. Right, this is 12.5 mm. Now E equal to this 150 plus this is total 50. Now center of gravity, and this distance equal to how much? 37.5. This distance. So that's why 50 minus 12.5, 37.5, 187.5 mm. E equal to, and this distance is the farthest distance, because this distance as compared to this distance is the farthest distance. So R equal to, how you can calculate R equal to? Because this is 50, this distance is the 50 squares plus this distance 37.5 square are equal to this is 62.5 mm. This is clear? Now yes, first weld, second weld, third weld. Sorry, this is because this is G1, G2, this is G3 and this G. This is R1, R2 and this is R3. So that's why R3 equal to 12.5 mm. Now this R1 equal to R2 equal to, because this is 25, so that's why this distance equal to 12.5 square plus this 50 squares. R1 equal to R2. 12.5 square plus 50 squares, and this is under root 51.53 mm. 51.53 mm. Now calculate polar moment of inertia. So for this J1 equal to J2 equal to, what is formula? A L divided by 12 plus R1 squares, and this is area equal to 50 T, and this is 50 divided by 12 plus 51.53 squares. This is square, na? Square, sorry, plus 50 square divided by 12 divided by 50. This is correct. This is 143,229 T. Similarly, for J3 also, here in the first case this is IXX cancel. In the second case, for this IYY will get cancelled. So that's why neglected, IYY neglected. So J3 equal to, you can write A3 into L3 squares divided by 12 plus R3 squares. This is 100 T, 100 square divided by 12 plus this is 12.5. J3 equal to square. 100 square divided by 12 plus 12.5 square multiplied by 100. This is 98,958 T. That's why J equal to J1 plus J2 plus J3. This is 2 into J1 plus J3, 2 into J1, 143, 229 plus 98,958 T. Plus 2 into 143,229. Now this is equal to 38,5,416 T. Right? Now tau 2 equal to m into r divided by j. M equal to 60,000 multiplied by E equal to, we already calculate E equal to 187.5. R is the farthest distance above the weld. So this distance is the farthest distance. This distance is the farthest distance. This R equal to we calculated, this is 62.5. J equal to 385,416 divided by, and this is secondary. 1 divided by answers 60,000 and 87.5. This is 1824 divided by T. Now we require these angles. This is R2, this distance 50 and this distance 12.5, this is alpha. So alpha equal to tan alpha equal to 50 divided by 12.5. Alpha equal to this is equal to 75.96 degree. Now we require this angle because this is 90 degree. This angle is the 90 degree. Now theta equal to 90 minus alpha, 90 minus 75.96, and this is 14.06 degree. This is clear? That's why directly can I write this is tau 1 plus now vector additions, and this angle is the small, very small. This is tau 2 equal to 1824 divided by T, and this is 1824 divided by T multiplied by sine 14.06, and this is 1824 cos 14.06. This tau 1 equal to, we already calculated that tau once. This is 300 T. This is 300 divided by T plus, now I resolve this, 1824 multiplied by sine 14.06. This is 443.11 divided by T, and this horizontal 1824 multiplied by cos 14.06. This is 1769.3 divided by T. Now we require for space, so that's why I am erasing this. Now add, this is vertical and this is tau to h, and this becomes 743.11 divided by T, and this is 1679.3 divided by T. Now this is shear stress resultant. Square plus 743.11 square under root. This is, I got 1919 divided by T. Now tau equal to by T equal to 100, T equal to 19.19 mm, and this is, and H equal to 19.19 divided by 27.14 mm, and this is your thickness above the weld, T equal to 19.19, or that is equal to thickness above the plate, that is H equal to 27.14. So both answers are important because paper assessor maybe know only these values and this may be not. So that's why calculate both values. T equal to 19.19 and H is the leg H, this height, because this is leg H and this is T. T equal to throat. Both answers are important. That's why due to limitations above the times, I can stop here. We will see if the important problems related with the eccentric loadings in the next class. Otherwise, I will start. Next article is the when the welded joints related with the bending moment. Thank you. Thank you.